Alright, I guess as long as I'm doing things on the car, I might as well videotape them. So I've got this approximately spaced out to where it needs to be. I didn't order this rack. Trying to think what the hell this came off of. These are off Sirocco's. These just came with it. And they're very close. There's not a ton of thread in there, but maybe to get it on the road it'll be fine. Maybe I'll change it out later to something slightly longer. Someone said Toyota Camry, but whatever. The ones I got for a Toyota Camry I think were too different. They threaded fine, but I had to crank it all the way down and it was still quite a bit further, like the toe out made the wheels like a V. Anyways, so Mark 1 Golf manual steering rack. I've gone ahead and marked center. I've got it centered ish. So we shall see. But yeah, that looks pretty close to me. Obviously I'll fiddle with it when I hook it up, and we'll see exactly how close I was. All right, I'm gonna get this on the car. I also, just because I did not like the look of that fuel tank, it wasn't murky in there, but it was definitely a little cloudy, and there's surface rust that I just didn't get out when I cleaned the tank. And so I put a K&N glass inline filter in down here as a pre-filter before the fuel pump. Mostly just so I could monitor exactly what's coming out of the tank. So what's making it past the strainer. I just don't want it gumming up my fuel injectors at some point. So I feel like the fuel filter would stop it, but maybe this will tell me as a pre-filter. I'll be able to change these out a lot easier than the fuel filter. And I got a bunch of the replacement ones, but they're pretty highly recommended. They look really well built. They are K&N. I didn't get some janky Amazon snowmobile filter. They're made for carburetors, so yeah, I'm going to use some really thick glass on it and nice, I think, stainless steel for the housing. But yeah, I also found my slide hammer, so I might weld in. I'm not a body guy. I might weld a stick here and just pull on the slide hammer and see if I can't get some of this to pop out. It'd be pretty cool if I was able to do that myself and then just kind of put a skim coat on it. But if nothing else, I'll call in a professional and they can do their magic. But maybe I'll do half the job for them. Anyways, all right, I'm going to get this on. Okay, so my alternator was fried. This is the 90 amp. Came with the car. I don't know, 944. Makes a little bit of noise. I bought this one on eBay. I just searched Porsche 944, and I think this is for a turbo. It's a 115 amp over a 90 amp. So I had to swap over the pulley. To make that work, I'm going to swap the voltage regulator over, and then I have to drill out the mount holes so that they'll fit. And they go down here. So I've dropped the AC compressor and am going to, it looks like 4 bolts hold that mount on. I guess we'll see. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I had this wire coming from the ignition starter to try to kick on the alternator, but I think that fried it. All right, we'll see if we can get this done. All right, so that was pretty straightforward. Just drilled those out real quick. Now the bolts fit. I'm gonna get that cleaned up because it's out and it will probably never come out again. And then I'm gonna clean up this little mouse nest that was back here. and put everything back in. Cool. All right, Porsche. Sway bars in. Manual steering rack is installed. I got this pretty close on alignment, but I need to lower the car down. We'll see how far off we are before I tighten those castle nuts down. So, still got to do that. But so far, yeah, everything's working. I got that alternator installed. Kind of an issue. There's just not enough room. It's so close. And I couldn't really see a way to shave the alternator down to make that fit. So it's being held in by one bolt. And I've got it cranked down. Obviously not a permanent solution, but this is a used belt anyway, so we're just going to let it ride for now. Fans are installed. They're working great, honestly. They cool the thing down pretty quick. I can't get this thing to... There's a weird throttle band around 1,000 to 1,100 RPM where this thing just bogs down. And it sounds like it's running really rich. I'll get pops through, not like a backfire, but it'll slam that door shut. So it is a bit of a backfire. Once you get above 1,100 though, she revs right up, runs fine. This didn't have the cap on it. It's definitely been adjusted. It's like 3 turns out right now. I was just letting it idle and getting to where it was bogging and then kind of adjusting the screw a little bit just to kind of get it as close as I can. I did order a wideband O2 sensor so that I can actually adjust the air fuel ratio, and we're going to try to get her running as close as we can anyway. So I think she's running pretty rich right now. There's my janky ass install. I didn't really know where else to put this at the moment, but that is the resistor, HVAC resistor for a Toyota Tacoma. Honestly, you could use any resistor you want. This one just looked like it was a pretty easy install and also replaceable if anything happened. So it works. I don't love it there, but maybe I'll design like a cover for the front of that so that it pulls. I want it to pull air from that side as well. So we'll see how it does. It needs air going across it so it doesn't overheat. But yeah, everything's working. I'm probably going to take it off the jacks now, which is a pretty good feeling. It's on its own wheels. Fuel gauge was working fine, and then it just stopped working, so I don't know. That's not a today problem. Cool. Alright, Maiden Voyage is just going to be pulling it out there because I've got too much work to do on other projects. So it's getting her out of the garage so I can eventually clean it up. But it needs an alignment. And there's some other little things that we'll just keep tinkering with, but I don't know what else to do with it.